It feels like every year that passes, the themes of this game only get more and more relevant, perhaps even creeping into being too real for comfort. This was true in the years after the game launched, it was true when I first played it a decade ago, and it remains true today. Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty remains one of the most successful postmodern works the medium has ever produced. But first, I have to give this game all the props in the world for just how much of a leap in quality the game is mechanically. The jump from PS1 to PS2 is on display powerfully in the Metal Gear series. When it was released, people were buzzed at the bleeding edge tech, like being able to shoot bottles. And the bottles actually break where you shoot them. Cool. But even 2 decades later, I really appreciate how good the game still feels to play relative to its predecessor, and how weird of a genre this is in general. You could argue this genre is even weirder by today's standards. Sneaking and shooting never felt so good. That's a tagline that nearly all Metal Gear games could claim upon their release. But as for the postmodernism of it all, the way this game took aim at the budding technological age we're in was nothing short of brilliant, especially for coming out in 2002. Either you have played Metal Gear Solid 2 and already agree with me, or you haven't played it yet, in which case I wouldn't want to tell you any of the details anyway. But perhaps what I love about this game even more than how it holds up a mirror to the modern world is how it holds up a mirror to you, the person playing the game. The game knew how anticipated of a sequel it was, and chose to use that to its advantage to create one of the most successfully subversive experiences we've ever seen. Is there something wrong with me if I say I like when my video games punch down on me as the player a little bit? And the way Metal Gear Solid 2 can blur the line between fiction and reality can be funny, or intriguing, or downright terrifying. This game as a whole can be summed up by those words, really. Funny, intriguing, terrifying. From the series' signature comical villains that could fit right into a Saturday morning cartoon, to themes and circumstances that most adult television probably wouldn't be willing to touch. All of this, of course, focusing around a continually growing all-star cast. Snake and Otacon's brotherhood is on display in full force, new and returning villains are as wonderfully hammy as ever, and, of course, we got the now impossibly popular and iconic Raiden. Based on this whole segment, you can probably tell, I love everything about Raiden in this game, and it's one very big piece of why he is probably my favorite character in the series. Nothing hits quite like Metal Gear Solid 2. It would be nearly impossible for anything to do so, even if the attempt was made. Remake someday? I want so many Metal Gear games to be remade. Never put me in charge of Konami, I will bankrupt them.